Technology for me, Ankur, is a massive enabler. It's possibly the best friend, which is a non-living entity. The tech giants who are tracking you know more about you than even the closest people in your world. I don't think self-control helps because you're fighting the world's best scientists whose 24/7 job is to get you addicted to their apps. At some point of time, AI will have to come under some level of jurisdiction. If somebody is in massive ownership of data that can be potentially misused, that creates a problem. We're entering a phase where everyone will be living for more than 100 years. The only thing you have to be prepared for is how to be a student for life.
Thank you so much, Ankur.
Tratish. Tratish.
Tratish to you too.
Tratish. And then I get fist bumped like Tratish.
So Ankur, how was it, the IMC feeling? You walked in Pragati Maidan, first thought when you came to Delhi and you're from Delhi.
I'm from Delhi. So, and Bharat Mandapam, I love this space. Because I've been in Delhi ever since, so I know that Pragati Maidan used to feel a certain way, now Mandapam feels a certain way, and then
this is of being the large.
Yeah, it's like this grand.
It feels important out there.
Absolutely, and this is fascinating. It's my first time at IMC. I've never been here, but it is breathtaking. How many?
What was really fascinating? The whole setup.
I think the whole setup, just the whole technology vibe and feel. Like it feels geeky and it feels cool at the same time. I love that.
I think you've not got a chance to go around the...
I haven't.
You're feeling that let me go and see what they've been
I really want to. I walked past some stalls and ye stall dekhna, ye stall dekhna, ye stall dekhna. I was making a mental note of it.
But technology, Ankur, you've been speaking about startups. You're known as someone who life coaches people, business coach. These are the terms attached. I don't know if you believe in it or not. But the thing is about technology, how are you related to this whole term and how does it play a role in your life?
Technology for me, Ankur, is a massive enabler. It's possibly the best friend, which is a non-living entity in my life since forever. Yeah. I've always been fascinated by technology. I always felt it to be an ally as against a foe. I use it very actively in almost all dimensions of my life to simplify my life, to be more productive. And I like the fact that I'm not addicted to it. It's not that it's a crutch. It's not that it's a weapon of destruction or anything. I don't self-sabotage myself with technology in any way. So I love the relationship I have with it.
There is a technique to not get addicted. It is
time blockers. In fact, no, that was a question that was asked. I waste my time on Instagram, endless doom scrolling and so on. I just put a time blocker.
So what do you do? Once the time blocker says it's 3 p.m, you get off it.
Yeah, that's it. Khatam. Done.
Khatam?
Yeah, it's
over. You don't
over.
feel like one more. Let me have a look. Let me see.
Now I've gotten used to it. But earlier, to prevent it, I used to have a pin, and that pin was not set by me, it was set by my wife.
Wow.
So I didn't have access to it. And that was
so we're going to do that with your videos also, because your videos are addictive. So that time blocker will say, beech mein roko.
Thank you, rok do bas.
Get back
Aaj ke liye kafi hai. Apni zindagi ko bhi sambhalo.
You know, everybody has been talking about technology here, but they've also said that telecommunication world has been a bigger enabler for technology.
Absolutely.
Do you believe that? Did you get your first phone early in your life?
Yeah, my first phone was a Nokia 3300, which I think was the phone for almost all of India.
All of us, yes.
Usme snake khelte the hum, and I'm from the era where incoming calls were paid. I'm from an era where...
We had a time when incoming calls were paid?
Yes. Yeah. 2002, 2003, incoming calls were paid. STD, ISD was extremely expensive.
Rich person if you can go to ISD call.
Totally. And after 9 p.m, it used to be 1/4 the cost. So there was this period where the entire lineup for STD, ISD calls would be there and so on. I remember my first phone was when I turned 26.
Pretty late.
But that was
first phone when you're 26.
Because that was 2006. So pehle phone rakhna was a महंगा affair, and I wasn't surely from that economic strata. So that was the first time. But it was such a game changer. And today, the fact that I believe any form of infrastructure, whether it's physical, whether it's digital, it democratizes access and it makes an open and an even playing field for anybody.
You know, when we've been talking to all the companies who have made telephones, who are working on the wireless network, including your Nokia, they're just saying that we are appalled by the frequency with which the technology is upgrading and we have to catch up with it, and the way the consumers are picking on it. So have you seen this trend flowing very strong that 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G has rolled out? We're talking about it casually now. Up until few years back, हम ये भी नहीं सोच सकते थे इंडिया में सबके पास फोन होगा.
Exactly.
Now everybody has a smartphone. They just managed to get it. Urban society has gone to Apple. The rural society has gone to something but a smartphone.
Yeah.
So this transition, how do you look at it? Because We have known you've looked at businesses in a certain way. Startups ki baat karo, or the way they've grown big. How do you think this transition has come up so fast?
I love the fact that everybody has a supercomputer in their hands today. And if you really think about it, it's a shocking statistic when you deeply think about this. Somebody with an iPhone 15, 16, which is the latest version, or say the Samsung or any Android phone, it's the exact same model that the world's richest person would also be using. There is zero difference. There was a time when the personal computer I would use would be remarkably different from, say, Elon Musk
It
use
makes
and
a
whatnot.
status differentiation that I belong to this category.
Yes,
of
but not anymore. You have the same internet connection, the same access to technology, the same access to knowledge, the same smartphone or the processing power that everybody in the world has. And that means if you were to use it for the right purpose, you could very well be in the same capacity of absorption that anybody else in the world has. And that is wild to think of it. कि एक छोटे से गांव में अगर किसी इंसान के पास एक एंड्रॉयड या iOS फोन, एप्पल फोन है और एक इंटरनेट कनेक्शन है, they can access the same level of knowledge that anybody else sitting in the most advanced cities in the world can. The same level of knowledge. That's unprecedented.
So you're
And I
saying
love
that
it.
at this space where they bring everyone to acquire the knowledge from the same space together is because of the internet evolution.
Oh
that's
yeah,
happening.
100%. It's the digital infrastructure that has paved itself over the last several
What are the
decades.
three things that you think are falling in disadvantage of following the global standards? We are together doing this event with the Global Standard Assembly, World ITU, United Nations team, and they're all, even yesterday Prime Minister was talking about we should have some do's and don'ts. Internet world, digital world has crossed the level of having no boundaries. कोई rules नहीं है, घर में भी rules होते हैं. So इस दुनिया का कोई rules ही नहीं है. Do you believe in that there should be some checkpoint, some control, or self-control is the button? Like you said, put a time block.
I don't think self-control helps because you're fighting the world's best scientists whose 24/7 job is to get you addicted to their apps.
Okay.
So there is no level of self-control that anybody can exercise to get past this. I really believe that there should be a very strong rule to not allow social media access undeterred to people below 18. There are enough and more
Are
research
you not
and
taking
evidence.
away a making of Mark Zuckerberg in our country?
No, I don't think so. Because I don't think Mark Zuckerberg became Mark Zuckerberg because of social media. He became it because of the internet. He became because of his access. I'm not asking internet access to be a way, simply social media. People under 18 should not have complete unfiltered access to any of the social media apps that exist out there because it's proven beyond doubt through research that they have a detrimental effect in adolescence where constant comparison is a way of life. You're almost feeling unsure about yourself, your body's changing rapidly, and confidence gets either built or destroyed during this very sensitive phase. So I don't think that should be the case at all. I do feel that at some point of time, AI will have to come under some level of jurisdiction, whether it'll be at a country level or at a global level, who knows, who cares. But again, unfiltered access of how AI can be used and to the level that it can be exposed to predict or to even calculate could create something which we do not fully understand or are aware of. And I think at some level, cybersecurity or just general understanding of how your digital life is actually perhaps a far more important and accurate measurement of who you truly are than anything else that you do in life. If you really think about it, the tech giants who are tracking you know more about you than even the closest people in your world.
It's something good to hear. I don't know how it really works out that the data security is a concern and they say the tech giants really know where you're moving. They can put ads through your thoughts. So,
no, all of that can happen and at some point of time, whether they use it to their advantage, whether they use it to destruct, whether they use it to amplify something which is good, the question still remains that if somebody is in massive ownership of data that can be potentially misused, that creates a problem. I frankly don't know what the solution to that could be, but that will always remain a problem.
You have any one experience with technology or the internet world that took you on a shock, like This is something.
It's almost every day. I encounter so many of these. In India right now, we're experiencing this wave where you're getting these automated calls.
Yes.
Call from SBI, call from ICICI, call from FedEx.
It's always been there, right?
Yeah.
To track and send the loans.
And then it's just gone through a phase where people are. It's organized crime, and it's organized really well executed crime, where fraudsters will call you, claim that you defaulted on a loan, claim that you have an unclaimed insurance policy, claim that some of your courier package has been lost, claim that your passport has been withheld, claim that your license is being used for some scrupulous things and so on. And now you're caught under the crossfire. I had a friend of mine, she got a call saying, I'm representing this bank and your KYC documents have been stolen and they are most likely to be misused. So press 9 to speak to somebody. She pressed 9, got connected to some random call center. They freaked her out even more. The next call that she got connected to was, I kid you not, a replica of a police station, where a cop is speaking to her, telling her that you have to come, you have to make this payment because that's when the FIR will not be withdrawn and blah, 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 blah. And she nearly did that till some sense got to her कि ये सब क्या हो रहा है और मेरे साथ कभी
happens in the export duty counters also. They'll say, कुछ सामान आया है आपका export duty में, and they do all this thing.
So the world's becoming brittle because there isn't enough awareness, particularly with elders. Our parents are the biggest victims of this because उनके लिए तो कुछ भी अगर call आ जाता है.
They still don't promote this whole new telecom world. They like that Nokia का incoming outgoing अच्छा था. We don't need the exposure that you guys have got. You've lost your values.
But it does fascinate me how comfortably my parents' generation is now using WhatsApp.
They have adapted to it?
WhatsApp. My mom sends me emoticons and like, who told you that this emoticon is actually that emotion?
So you think a good user base or an end user app can really convert usage of technology
100%.
to a better?
I feel the technology's best definition is that it doesn't need to be taught.
Okay.
That it is intuitive to learn and use. And there's so many apps which fulfill that definition.
So let's do a fun rapid fire to close this time with you. Just give your first thought. So many people asking you hacks for everything.
Yeah.
Startup kaise karna hai. It's like you're the guru for the life. I would rather ask you, my parents are saying when you're getting married, I'll ask you how to get married. But the thing is, with every word, what is the thought you get and you can leave me with is how to innovate.
I think spend time with people who are nothing like you. Very different from you.
That allows you to innovate?
Yes, because that gives you exposure to different dimensions that you're not aware of as yet.
How to inculcate confidence in yourself?
By tracking progress in your journey.
Self-progress?
Self-progress. There is no end goal that you're trying to track. You're tracking how you're changing every quarter, every 6 months, every year. And more often than not, you'll be fascinated by how much progress you've made. That'll give you the confidence you need.
How to choose your career ambitions? Is there a trick to it, or is it like evolve and keep shifting around?
Just keep evolving. We're entering a phase where everyone will be living for more than 100 years. And everything that we've been taught about life is wrong. Everything. कि एक ही करियर होगा, एक ही शादी होगी, एक ही होगा, एक ही होगा. हर एक चीज बदलने वाली है. We will have multiple careers, we will have multiple partners, we'll have multiple identities, we'll go through life in multiple phases. And that means that the only thing you have to be prepared for is how to be a student for life. To learn something that comes your way and do that. And that means एक career और एक exam और एक JEE और एक NEET और एक CA pass करके your life is not set.
Which is the most important gadget you keep with you always?
Smartphone.
Yeah? If I take it away then?
No, I'll be okay. I'll totally be okay.
It's like you have a life normal with everything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now I have to come back to what we started with.
Sure.
You belong to Kashmir.
I do.
Let me know that. How do I believe?
I'm a very fake Kashmiri.
I know Wari. I know.
Varechu is how are you? Or are you doing okay? It's mostly that.
How do you answer that? You sing it out.
That is not happening for sure.
The only place in the country I have not been to.
How do you reply Varechu? Theek pat means like I'm doing okay. Theek is theek.
How did the podcast go with you?
Theek.
Okay, it was okay. Thank you so much, Ankur.
Trutish. Trutish.
Trutish to you too.
Trutish.
Have a...
And then I face bump like Trutish. Oh,
cool. Thank you for leaving us this trutish thought. I hope the IMC doesn't sound you trutish. How was IMC in short for you?
I loved
Kashmir.
it. Like
language. How do you define the India Mobile Congress 2020?
Trutish.
Yeah. Thank you so much for complimenting us and taking us through your experience of life. And as usual, letting us know that be a student of life and not learn wrong things from wrong places,
Yes.
but learn from yourself.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
Pleasure
Ankur.
having you.
Likewise.
Thank
Thank you.